Hello, this is Archie Dunlop with Talking Astrology with Archie on Wednesday, March the 22nd, 2023. Today I want to talk a little about the chart of Donald Trump. I'm not going to make any forecasts or predictions. I just want to introduce the topic of Trump and astrology. Now, Trump has been a problem in the past for astrologers. In 2016, a lot of astrologers in the West and in the United States predicted that Donald was going to lose the election. I mean, you can see why. The opinion polls tended to have Hillary in the lead, plus American astrologers tend not to be big fans of Trump and the Republicans. Now, astrologers in India were not so emotionally involved with the campaign, and I think they often are able to get it right better than astrologers in the West. Trump is just another politician. They don't care about the details of the differences between Democrats and Republicans. So yes, I will be looking at what's going on in Trump's chart with particular reference to the threat he's currently facing about being arrested. I don't know why people are bothering with it. If things just work differently with him, and if he does get arrested, it'll probably make him stronger and make it more likely that he has a return to the White House. Anyway, before I do that, I will be looking at today's stars, and today is Wednesday, March the 22nd, 2023. Today's stars are not so different from yesterday's. There continues to be a lot of stuff in Aries. Sun, Mercury, Moon, Jupiter, Chiron if you're into asteroids, minor planets. So we've got 4 major planets in Aries. So it continues to be a time when we can be dynamic. If we want something to happen, we can act. We certainly shouldn't hold back and spend ages and ages thinking about it. So action will be, in most cases, rewarded. At the same time, we can see a conjunction between the Moon and Jupiter in Aries. Now, in astrology, a Moon-Jupiter conjunction is very fortunate. Jupiter itself is a fortunate planet. The Moon is about emotion. So when Moon and Jupiter come together, we can be positive, we can be extroverted, we can be bubbly, and we can make new friends. And we can make our own luck. Moon-Jupiter is lucky. If we want something to happen, we can make it happen. But while emotion is okay in small doses, we don't want to have too much emotion. I say that because right now the only planet in a water signs being connected with emotion is Saturn, and Saturn is a bit of a drag. And so if we get involved in heavy emotion, then I think we're not going to be very happy. We need to keep it light when we get involved in feelings. Just keep it light. I should also say that Jupiter and Saturn continue to be in a 45-degree aspect. And in astrology, Jupiter and Saturn are connected with the business cycle, with the markets. And it's not surprising, with Jupiter and Saturn being 45 degrees apart, that we are seeing turmoil in the markets. We're seeing banking crises, we're seeing liquidity crises. It's all happening. I think maybe when this aspect breaks up, we might see the problems start to reduce, but no guarantees on that score, because it does feel pretty serious. So that's certainly something to consider. We should also bear in mind that Pluto, look at Pluto. Pluto is at 2959 Capricorn. In other words, Pluto is about to change sign into Aquarius. And that is a big deal because Pluto stays in a sign for ages. I mean, 15 years, something like that. I'm not quite sure how long it stays in Aquarius. Okay, it will come back and forth across the sign, across the cusp over a year or two. But generally speaking, Pluto is a slow mover. When it changes sign, that is a major change which will affect our culture and our society. As far as Donald's chart is concerned, by the way, keep that Saturn at 144 in mind. That's important when we look at Donald Trump's chart. So here is Donald Trump's natal chart, born June the 14th, 1946 at 10:54 a.m. When astrologers got it wrong in 2016 and they predicted he wouldn't win the election, a lot of them claimed that the reason for this was that they had the wrong time. I don't buy that. I think that time is right. The chart looks good. He's got Leo rising. He's got this orange hair. That's very Leo rising. He's got Mars in Leo. There's his aggression, and he's also got there's his Gemini. He's got Sun in Gemini, so that all comes together. So I think that chart feels good. I think I'm quite confident with the 10:54 a.m. chart. Now, what is going on with this chart? Remember what I was talking about what I was just said. Saturn is at around 144 Pisces. In other words, Saturn has just crossed his descendant, moving from his 6th house to his 7th house. Now, this area is often connected with one's open enemies. And with Saturn in this area, Trump's enemies are really starting to make themselves felt. And people are trying to drag him down. At the same time, his partnerships, whether it's with his wife, business partners, friends, whatever, are under pressure, I believe, at the moment with Saturn in this place. And it should get better as Saturn moves away from this point over the next few weeks. But still, right now, it is very difficult for him. And it is picked up in his lunar return. Now, a lunar return in astrology is the point where the moon returns to the place it was when you were born. And this happens every month. So that means we can set up a new chart every month. Now, Donald's lunar return was on March the 14th. Now, I've set it for his place of birth. I feel that's a way to do it. Traditionally, you set lunar returns not for the place someone is at the time. One sets it for where one is born. And you will see that we have the same ascendant as his birth ascendant. Let me just put the two wheels together. That's Donald's chart, his natal chart, 2958 Leo. And then we have his lunar return chart. So this is from March the 14th to, I don't know, off the top of my head, through until early mid-April. And we can see that it picks up on his chart, and there is Saturn. So at the moment, next few weeks, his enemies are really strong, and he is going to have all sorts of problems from all those people trying to bring him down. Now, that doesn't mean to say that he's not going to be the next US president. I'm not making a forecast here. I'm not doing that. 2024 does look good for him. He's going to have Jupiter on his midheaven. He's going to have, and I think that around May, and then the end of 2024, as he moves towards the election, Jupiter will be going through his 10th house up here, and so that could bode well for his prospects. But again, I'm not making any hard forecast yet, but it's something that I will be doing very soon. So this is what's going on. We know that I think he's in danger of being arrested. I don't know the details. You probably know the details better than me, but it's something to do with paying a woman money and how it was recorded and so forth. So Donald has to be really careful. We know he has to be careful. He knows he has to be careful. And what's going on in his life does seem to be reflected in his lunar return. Anyway, I will be coming back to Donald's chart a lot at a later stage. But that is it for today, and I will see you tomorrow on Thursday.